Hello, my darlings. My name is Victoria, and this is Veritas Tarot. Gemini, I am going to do your spring reading for you now. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you for your patience whilst I've been away with COVID. I am now back, and I'm very much looking forward to doing your spring reading for you. Also, thank you to all of you who sent me such lovely messages whilst I wasn't feeling very well. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. So, my darlings, I'm going to be using my Witch's Wisdom Tarot, and I've just pulled out the Major Arcana for you. What we're going to be doing is looking at how you're sort of feeling about yourself at the moment, what you're most wishing for, Spirit's advice for you, and if you were to take that advice, what is kind of the likely outcome? Because you see, as energy, we can shift and change all the time. So if we kind of shift a perspective on something, then we can shift an outcome on something as well. So I hope that makes sense for you. If the reading does resonate, it simply means that you are remembering what you already know. We are, each and every one of us, our own gurus. And if you remember, if you are resonating, you are remembering what you already know within you, and it is in divine timing for you. If this reading isn't for you, it simply means it wasn't for you at this time, and there'll always be a reading out there for you at exactly the right time, as guided by Spirit, my darling. So let's move forward with the reading, and let's see. Oh, it's already popped out. And let's see where you are right now on your journey. And I do apologize, I have got my dogs wandering around. So I've got one in the background who's snoring. The other one will probably start snoring. And my puppy is around somewhere, obviously up to no good. And if she barks, I will pause the video for a second. So you've got here the Pilgrim card. And this is a wonderful start to the reading for you. It talks about a lighter space you're in. It talks about that you've released a lot of the weights from the past, and you're sort of walking in a way of feeling lighter, feeling brighter, feeling more hopeful about things, knowing that that this is a fresh start for you, knowing that you're not really bringing the past into the present so much anymore. You're living much more in the present, and you've come to a lot of understandings about the past. As I've said, you've released a lot of the past, and you are seeing things from a different perspective. It's almost like a spiritual quest for you. And because of that, you have less fear for the future. And also, it seems that any challenges, I must turn my phone off, it seems that any challenges you may be facing, see Mr. Fox is just sort of there at the time, at her side. It talks about you're able to sort of overcome those challenges because you are seeing life differently, because you have a different, wider understanding of life, because you have almost a peripheral vision of how things are. And you are feeling very connected at this moment in time, very grounded, and you are manifesting. And you are manifesting in a way that you are I'm seeing the dandelions here, and the dandelions are a wonderful way of kind of visualizing when we're manifesting, we're sending those wishes on the wind. We're just sending them away, and they're going to flutter here and there, and who knows where they might land. You have no attachment to them. You're letting them go, which is the perfect way to manifest, because if we hold on to something too tightly, then we can kind of crush it. And dandelions are very, very delicate. They're also sort of considered weeds by some. But dandelions are not. They're they are and they're not, but they are very beautiful symbolism of how we can shift and change direction and plant ourselves somewhere else simply by going where the wind takes us. So that's a beautiful metaphor for you at this time. So let me pull for that. What am I guided to pull for this? I'm going to pull my Sun and Moon Tarot for you. There's a little extra card. Oh, that's popped out already for you. So the Nine of Swords. So this is the space, my darling, where you were in. And this is the space that you have come away from now, this Nine of Swords, this space of conflict within you, thinking too much with that monkey brain of ours. You see, the brain doesn't, it recycles over and over and over again the same information. Our mind can only retain information from this lifetime, and a lot of it is very self-critical of ourselves, very self-doubting, lack of self-respect for ourselves, lack of self-love. And this is a space that you are coming out of now. If this is resonating with you, this is a beautiful space that you're coming out of, because you're beginning to feel things that you haven't felt before. It is less of what is going on in your head and more is what is going on within your feelings. You're trusting your feelings now. And in trusting your feelings, you're getting a deeper awareness, you're getting insights, you're getting clarity, because you are almost ignoring a lot of the repetitive, conditioned thoughts that you may be receiving. And if you are receiving them, because we all get them, you are very quick to flip it around and immediately stand back and observe that space and say, no, why I'm doing this again, I'm doing this again, I'm just going to let this go. So let's move forward and see, my darling, what is it that you're most wishing for at this time? Thank you. And I just want to go back to this Nine of Swords card briefly, because I'm seeing the word cruelty, and I feel that whatever you have gone through, it has impacted you in the past. And how can I help you with this? It's not your story anymore. That chapter is closed. You, excuse me, just 1 second. I must just put my phone on pause because we don't want this to continue to go forward. What Spirit is saying to me is, in this new light, brighter way, I want you to recognize how far you have come, how far you have taken your attention away from the past and focusing on the future which is full. When we don't know what the future holds, the future is full of infinite possibilities for us. And that's why those dandelions are there, just jumping around in the wind, wherever it is going to take you at this time. So let's see what you're most wishing for at this moment in time. And remember as well that nothing you're thinking or feeling is wrong at all. Nothing. So if you are receiving things still from the past and they may seem foreign to you, and you're wondering why they're coming back up again, it is simply because we're like onion, layers and layers and layers have to come off, and it does make us cry and it does make us upset, but there are no wrong feelings. And whatever you're feeling right now is just a different layer of something coming up and releasing from you. Thank you, Spirit. So this is what Gemini is most wanting at this time. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. There we go. Wheel of life, things, yeah, you're open. This is wonderful. You're open to change. You're open to unexpected change. You're open to, you're much more patient than you were before. You are very much in rhythm at the moment with life. You're in a place of accepting your present moment. And you know, it's extraordinary when we do that, when we come into that radical acceptance about where we are rather than where we wish to be or who we wish to be, in whatever situation that might resonate with you. And when we have that radical acceptance, it brings in peace. It allows that beautiful harmony within us for us to sit in that space. We have radical acceptance of all cycles of the rhythm and all cycles of the universe. We don't question why a plant would take so long to grow or a tree would take so long to bear fruit. We just have a radical acceptance of it, but we've forgotten that radical acceptance of ourselves. We come from the same source energy. There is that same pattern and rhythm in our life cycle as well. And I really feel that you are coming to a great understanding of this. And what it's also talking about, which is wonderful, because this is all the different seasons, and seeds that are planted, then mature, then blossom and grow and mature into something, and then it's harvested. That just like the dandelion seeds, the seeds you have planted, the seeds you sent off into the wind, are bringing things into you in this new cycle. in a vibration where you are. So as you've shifted and changed and released and understood and had compassion for yourself, for your others, as you've let go of things and accepted where you are right now for your greatest good, those seeds you have planted are going to start to appear in beautiful, unexpected ways. I call it the universe's surprise and delights. And in the middle there is the spider's web. And the spider's web is a reminder for us that rather than feeling like we're stuck in a web, we are weaving together our paths, our desires, and everything is beautifully connected. So a lovely, lovely card for you. So let's now look at what the Sun and Moon Tarot say for you. I feel that you did so much grounding during the winter time, and during the speech, maybe you'll be doing a lot of speaking as well, but during the springtime, your focus has been on this new cycle and on spring, and your commitment to your quest about yourself, about who are you and how do you fit in with it all. And it's very much a spiritual quest. I feel that coming into this spring season, you are going to have to face some fears. There is still some stuff that you need to unravel within yourself. And as we move forward, that deep wisdom's coming in for you. You realize that those seeds of growth already lie within you. By the summer, and I don't normally do this with this card, but I'm feeling like it's important for you. By the summer, there is soul family appears for you, soul community, a really strong foundation with yourself, where you're following what you feel is right for you. And it may take you in different directions, but you're doing it for yourself as much as for others. There's a great deal of, as we move forward into the year, there's a great deal of remembering that you're doing, of that shift, of that change, and looking back on the past with fond memories, even if they were uncomfortable previously. Now you're fond of them because now you have gratitude for what those memories, those experiences have taught you. And as we move forward towards the end of the year, this is very much a sort of Kundalini awakening for you. It's extraordinary. And this amazing inner healing kind of comes to completion as well. So that is absolutely lovely. Looking forward. That is number 12 for you, the Wheel of Life. And it's a reminder as well, my darling, that, you know, as we go with that flow, we're not going with it as something separate from the flow. We are the flow. Alan Watts says, through our eyes, the universe perceives itself. We are the universe. We are source energy. We are a soul having a physical experience. So remember that as you go about your life, remembering in as many moments as you can, that you are part of all that is. And you are an incredible manifester, and you are causing and creating the whole time. And your thoughts are powerful, your words are powerful, your actions are powerful. And what you think, say, and do now, you're placing in your future. So let's have a little card extra, 7 of Cups. But I love this 7 of Cups, because 7 of Cups is normally about confusion and not quite sure which way to go. For me, this card is, again, with this new cycle, do you see here? This is about opportunities. So when we have an attachment to something because we know of it, we want it, we desire it. But when we have an attachment to it where we feel in the moment, I don't have that, so therefore I'm not feeling as great as I would do if I had it, then we're putting up resistance. Oh, my dog is starting to bark. Just excuse me, just 1 second. Thank you, madam. Thank you for waiting. Thank you. So I get the 7 of Cups for you here. This is to clarify more of the Wheel of Life. So I feel with this for you that you are, so we're going back to when we know something, when we get attached to something, which can also mean this card here, when we are so attached to something that we there's a little story of the bunny rabbit, and the little girl wanted a little bunny rabbit so much, and she got her bunny rabbit, and she was going home in the car with the bunny rabbit, and because she couldn't bear to lose the bunny rabbit or it would be hurt, she squeezed it too tightly. and the bunny rabbit died. So it's about holding on to onto something too much. It can cause it to leave us. It can cause it to be squashed. It can cause it to be suffocated. So this is you moving away from this space and embracing the unknown, because I think there has been an excessive, almost indulgence of something in your life, and you're letting go of that now. And whether that is a person or it is something like alcohol or sex or whatever it is, you had almost submerged yourself in it and you couldn't breathe. There was an unhappiness, a panic that you were feeling. And if this is resonating with you, you've now sort of come to a different place where you've understood what that was meant to come into your life to teach you, and you've released that now. And I sort of almost see you now sort of bobbing up and down on the surface as opposed to sinking in. And in embracing the unknown, you're allowing for the magic of the universe to happen. Because, as I said, if we know something, if we know what's about to happen, one, it would be a little bit boring. And two, we become attached to it. So the universe loves to, and our soul, it's the embracing, it's putting our attention in the unknown, embracing the change. And that allows for all sorts of possibilities that we haven't thought of to come into our lives. Possibilities, opportunities, surprises, and delights. And that's where I feel you are with this this wheel of life. So now let's look at Spirit's advice for you where you are right now. Thank you, Spirit, for Gemini. We'll just come out the maze. So as you start on this new journey, and do you see that the storm has passed? The storm has passed. The storm needed to come in to release a lot of energy in your life. It's a clearing. It's a clearing of the way for you. And through that storm of your life, you received a lot of insight, a lot of clarity at exactly the right moments that you needed to receive it. With the maze here, it's like you don't know quite what the next step is for you as you're stepping out, feeling lighter and brighter. So Spirit's advice is, again, just as you've done in the past with the Seven of Cups, to let go, to not have it your way. Because if you have it your way, then you are not allowing God's will, which is your soul's will as well. There's a wonderful way of saying let go, which I have remembered recently, and it's the Wu way. Okay, so not having it your way, having it the Wu way. And the Wu way is a Chinese way of saying, acting in accordance with the way that things exist. So not forcing anything, not interfering in anything, not trying to control anything, just acting in accordance, just bobbing up and down, as I said, in the water, or jiggling along like you wouldn't. If you try and force a lock, you have a tendency to break it. If you jiggle it, it just might work, the door might open. So it's coming into that space of, it's not doing nothing, because we have to do something. It's not doing nothing, but it's acting in accordance with it. So if you feel with your feelings and that you're presented with an idea, you receive some insight about something and you do it with the energy that feels amazing, it feels creative, that's your soul speaking to you. That's creative life force energy. All ideas, all inspiration, excitement, and all of that sort of feeling that's original source energy, as opposed to the repetitive thoughts of things. So just feel your way around the situation, having no attachment, taking your attention away from what it is that you don't want to happen, focusing your entire story on what is this next chapter in your life, but not getting into too finite detail about it, just allowing the universe to surprise and delight you. Give the universe a chance. It's your friend. And trust that the universe is guiding you. But it's about the Wu way, doing it the Wu way, not your way, because then you allow God's will to be your will as well. So let's have a little look. Where are those cards again? And let go as well of what you think might be safe at the moment, because we are changing all the time. You know, relationships that we have with people, whether they be parents or friends or sons or daughters, they're changing all the time. If as a mother, I mean, I have a very different relationship with my boys from when they were babies or toddlers to how they are now. So it's about letting go of that perceived safety that everything has to be permanent. And that's the beautiful thing. We are souls evolving the whole time. This is why we chose this physical experience, to evolve, to remember that we are a member of a part that all that is. So when you resonate with something, you're remembering what your soul already knows. And so everything is shifting, changing, evolving, and we are too, all the time. And it's always forward. And I think that, you know, one of our greatest sources of unhappiness is this demand for permanent happiness. And there are cycles in our lives, just as much as there are cycles in nature. There are cycles where we need to rest. There are cycles where we grow, when we blossom. There are cycles where we sit and we receive. So it is because we have done so much work. We are ever changing, evolving spiritual beings. And when we accept that with a radical acceptance, that things are not always going to stay the same, then we realize we are the flow. We are part of the flow of this beautiful existence here. So let's see what the sort of, oh no, I was going to pull you, wasn't I? One more card for the maze. Thank you, Spirit. There we go. The Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords has popped out, and this says peace, and they are just confirming what I've said. Less doing, more being, more sitting and receiving. As you've released so much stuff, it's about sitting in that stillness. You know, the mind, as I said, will never make sense of things, but your heart, your soul, your gut will tell you things if you allow yourself to listen. And when we sit in the stillness and observe, you know, ask yourself, who is the observer here? This unobserved observer, this unwatched watcher, who is it? It's not yourself. It's not yourself, your ego self. It's not your personality. It's not the human side of you. It's your soul. When you say, I am feeling this, I am thinking this, that is your soul observing that. And when we allow ourselves to sit in that space, when we allow ourselves to connect in that way and to observe with a detachment that is with radical acceptance about where we are, and it's all happening for us in our universe, that brings that peace. And so this is a reminder for you, because I feel that so much of this you've already experienced and received and felt. So that is the Two of Swords. And behind this person sitting here in this sort of yoga position is the water there, which is still and quiet, representing peace. And the clouds here also represent that everything is fleeting, as I've talked about. Nothing ever remains the same. And when we try and hold on to it, that is what causes our unhappiness. So now let's look at the sort of potential outcome if you are to look to do more of the woo way rather than your own way. Let's put it that way. What have we got here that's flown out? Well, 2 healing cards, one on the bottom of the deck, which is stunning. And these are dandelions again as well. Beautiful, beautiful card. And you've also got the star card. So do you remember where is this card, the Wheel of Life, where your focus at the moment as we're coming into spring and this rebirth time for you as well, this new cycle, your focus is on peace. This is what you want to feel, this peace and harmony. And so what this card is saying at the moment here with this healing is, as you set your intentions for what you are wishing for at this time, make it your priority to continue to get as much rest as you can, as much reflection as you can, to continue to have that radical acceptance and be patient as much as you can. And that non-action is the most powerful thing that you can do at this time. And then you've got the shaman. So this is the sort of outcome for you. And what I feel with this is it's time for you to, if there's anything that you've been interested in terms of healing, whether it be seeing somebody who is Reiki, can help you with Reiki, whether somebody who can do a sound bath, whether it is hypnotherapy, whatever it is for you, it is time for that now. So if you've got an idea about something you've been meaning to do for a while, Spirit is saying do it, because this is going to help unlock doors within you, that deep level doing within you, which is so beautiful for this next necessary stage of your life. And let's have a look. I want to pull my spirit song, thank you, for some reason other than the sun and moon, for a card to clarify this for you. Thank you. The Emperor, focus and stability. This is the Cougar spirit. Focus and stability. So this is about you making practical steps. Thank you, Spirit. Making practical steps as the Emperor. So the Emperor is our divine masculine side, and the divine feminine side is our empathic side, intuitive side. And Spirit is saying it's very important, because as you are more and more connecting with the intuitive side of you, the feminine side of you, we can become very ungrounded. And you spent a lot of time, I feel, in the latter part of last year, grounding yourself. But as you have become more and more aware, spiritually more and more aware, more and more enlightened, it's almost like a floating. You need to ground yourself, and with whatever that means, with doing whatever shamanic healing or whatever you are drawn to, go and do it to Spirit, because it will be the next few steps for you. Trust your judgment on this, make these practical steps, and I think that's stunning. So let me just pull, because I'm feeling guided to do so for you. I'm going to go back to the sun and moon. One more, please, on the potential outcome. Thank you. And if there isn't somebody around you at this time that you know, if you know of somebody that does offer healing or helping like that, just say thank you very much for the right person appearing in my life. I will put into the description box an amazing Reiki master healer, life path finder, energy shifter. The list is endless. I will put her details for you. This is flown on the floor. So you have the Five of Wands and you have the Devil card. So these two cards is this whatever you are going to do in terms of the next practical steps of your healing. My light's just fallen down. Is going to help you with whatever conflict that is still within you. Do you see there the Five of Wands? Whatever internal turmoil is still there, because as you've come into this new, where is this card? This pilgrim, okay, your spiritual quest. As you're coming into this place, this new cycle, there are deeper levels of things that are coming up for you now. You're ready for it, is what Spirit is saying. And the Devil card is not as scary as it looks. There are no good or bad cards in the tarot, but the Devil card is just about that self-doubt, that lack of self-respect. Maybe you are growing, you are nurturing yourself much more, but there are still some conditioned behaviors there that we all have, that with doing these next practical steps are going to almost showcase them to you, because a lot of our conditioned behaviors, we don't really understand them unless we truly allow ourselves to, if we get triggered by something, to say, okay, why was I triggered? And look at the first level of understanding that comes and go, okay, well, why did I feel like that? And keep going backwards, and it'll come back to a spiritual root cause of it. And I'm just going to finish, my darlings, with one of, what is this? This is Sacred Destiny for you. Thank you for Gemini. Thank you for this reading. Fulfillment, spiritual fulfillment, personal fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, abundance fulfillment. This is the peach. This is sort of in the sort of early summertime. Do you see there with that wonderful moon there, the guidance that you're receiving, the guidance that you're giving yourself? The peach blooms early, so this is fulfillment coming in earlier than you may think, a renewal for you. It's about understanding at the moment where you are right now. As I said, there are no wrong feelings, but it is, the feelings are coming up because it's time to release them. This is a renewal for you, this fulfillment. This is you being extremely happy, extremely peaceful, whether this is something to do with a relationship for you, there is great happiness there. If it's something about your life path, if this reading has resonate, you understand what this happiness is pertaining to. And if you let go, make it your primary focus, your primary intention to let go, do the wu wei and allow God, then you're not going to hold on too tightly. You're not going to get dragged down into that Seven of Cups. You're not going to get submerged in it all. And this is wonderful. Fulfillment in health, relationships, money, family, projects, whatever it is on this pilgrimage that you are doing, this is what is coming in for you, and that's the likely outcome with Spirit's advice for you. So my darlings, I hope that helped those this reading resonated with. I look forward to doing you another reading in the next 10 days to 2 weeks. In the meantime, take care and so much love. Bye bye.